Dana White's Contender Series 2022 Week 10 full card prediction, betting breakdown, and confident picks. So we got Nickal and Donovan Bert in the main event. Sam Patterson, Vinicius, Cenci. We got Linares versus Jenkins, Elias versus Estevam, Ashiek Ajim versus Mateus, Mendonca, and we're going to give my most confident picks, my prediction, and we're going to look at the betting odds as well. So without further ado, let's get into the full card prediction. Ashiek Ajim and Mateus Mendonca in the bantamweight division, 23 years old, and Ashiek around 26, 27, 28 years old. That's where I'm kind of picturing him, but it doesn't actually show his exact age, so we don't really know for sure, but he's got 4 knockout wins, 1 submission win, and 1 decision win. Out of those KOs, first round finish, first round finish, and another first round finish. He's very good early on in his fight, so if Mateus Mendonca can go out there and survive round number 1, I do think he's going to have a lot of success in the later rounds, taking the fight down, using his wrestling and ground and pound on top. So I think round number 1 will go Ashiek Ajim. I think he's going to land the harder shots on the feet, get close to landing a knockout blow on his opponent, Mateus Mendonca, but Mateus will survive round number 1, get the takedown in round number 2 against a slightly gassed out, slightly slower striker in Ashiek Ajim in the later rounds. Mateus Mendonca will take the fight down, ground and pound, and submit Ashiek Ajim at the end of round number 2. Rafael Ramos Estevam versus Joao Elias in the flyweight division. I'm gonna go. Oh, it's a tough one. I'm gonna save the prediction for the end because it is one of the closest fights on the card in my opinion right here. Joao, however you say it, Joao Elias is very, very good, ranked at number 95, is the best flyweights in the world on a 3-fight submission streak. First round rear naked armbar and another armbar submission win. If this guy can get the fight to the mat at any moment, he is live to get the finish on his opponents, Rafael Ramos Estevam, which makes my prediction a whole lot harder, as in any moment Joao Elias could go out there and pull off a submission, so it's very, very tough. His opponent has a lot of submissions on his record as well. 3 submissions, 3 knockouts, and 4 decisions. But he is going to be the taller and lengthier guy against Joao Elias here. And I do think Rafael Ramos Estevam will be able to keep the fight at range, use his height, use his reach, and outstrike Joao Elias on the outside. When the wrestling and grappling gets mixed in, I think he'll defend the submissions, go for some submissions of his own. But I see this being more of 2 grapplers that have good submission skills, striking for 3 straight rounds. And I'm going to give the slight advantage to Rafael Ramos Estevam to have a slight advantage when it comes to the grappling and wrestling. Or sorry, not the grappling and wrestling, striking and kickboxing. I think he'll outstrike Joao Elias for 2 rounds out of 3 and win this fight in a close decision. Linares versus Jenkins. Freddy Emiliano Linares with 8 wins and 1 loss, 25.5 years old on a 4-fight win streak. Second round knockout, first round knockout, decision, and then a second round TKO. He's got very solid striking, and he's going to go out there looking to get the KO TKO early on against Jack Jenkins in this fight. Jack is going to be going out there to not get knocked out and possibly land some good shots at range. We saw the leg kick knockout win in his second to last fight. A lot of knockout wins with his knees and in the clinch situations and things like that. So in my opinion, this is how it's going to go. Either Freddy Emiliano Linares goes out there, pressures Jack Jenkins, gets his back to the cage, and just starts throwing really, really big shots and knocks out Jack Jenkins in round number 1, or he goes for the finish in round number 1, he fails, and in round 2 and in round 3, Jack Jenkins starts to wear on the legs with leg kick after leg kick after leg kick, knees in the clinch, elbows in the clinch, knees to the body, knees to the face, more leg kicks, more leg kicks, more leg kicks, and just wears on the gas tank in the body of Freddy Emiliano Linares and finishes him later on in this fight in round number 3. I'm going to go Jack Jenkins. Again, I think it's going to be one of those two scenarios. Freddy by first round finish or Jack Jenkins by third round finish. And I'm going to lean Jack Jenkins to get a third round finish. I think he goes out there, just has fun on the outside, landing leg kicks, landing body kicks, landing knees in the clinch, and wearing on the casting of Freddy Emiliano. And I think he finishes him later on during this fight by TKO in round number 3. Sam Patterson and Vinicius Cenci in the lightweight division. This is an interesting one. Both are 26 years old. One of them is freaking 6 foot 4 inches tall, one of the tallest fighters I have ever seen, fighting a jiu-jitsu guy with rear nakeds and guillotines all over his record, obviously looking to take the fight down and use his wrestling and use his grappling. The reason I haven't gone out there and just said that Sam Patterson is going to win, because that is my prediction. I do have Sam Patterson going out there and getting the TKO or decision win. The reason I'm not super high and just going out there saying for sure Sam Patterson is going to win this fight is because Vinicius Cenci has not fought in about 3 years. I'm not even kidding you. His last fight was in 2019 in December, man. This guy has not fought in a very long time. I don't know if his striking has improved. I don't know if his grappling is much better. His wrestling is much better. I don't know what Vinicius Cenci is going to look like going out there to fight Sam Patterson. So it should be very interesting. I'm going to go with Sam Patterson. He's taller, he's lengthier, he's got good submission defense, good submissions of his own with the guillotine that he was able to catch 14-1 Kamil Magomedov with about 10 months ago. I think he'll defend the takedowns, defend the submissions of Vinicius Cenci, make this a striking fight, and either knock out Vinicius Cenci in round number 1 or beat Vinicius Cenci in every single round, outstriking him at range and winning a 30-27 decision. I'm gonna go decision. I'm gonna go Sam Patterson to win this fight by a decision right there. Bo Nickal and Donovan Beard in the middleweight division. Donovan Beard is the man we've all been talking about in this main event. The D1 wrestler. I'm joking, guys. It's obviously Bo Nickal, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time from Penn State. Going out there making his MMA debut, knocking out John Nolan, getting some draws right there in grappling bouts, but then rear nakeding Zach Borrego in 1 minute and 2 seconds of round number 1. An undefeated guy, and he went out there and absolutely dominated him. He is stronger, he is the better wrestler, he is the better grappler than Donovan Beard. Donovan does not have the best takedown defense, although he does have some good submissions, rear naked, and coming off a triangle choke submission win over Miles Lee in his last fights. He has never been finished in his professional MMA career or in his amateur MMA career, all losses by a decision. But if there's a guy to go out there and finish Donovan Beard, well, it's going to be Bo Nickal. I'm going to go Bo Nickal for a rear naked choke submission yet again, or an arm triangle choke submission in round number 1 or round number 2. Those are the predictions for Dana White's Contender Series 2022, Week 10, Nickal versus Beard. Confident picks are going to be Bo Nickal. That is about it. Number 1 most confident, Bo Nickal. Second most confident on this card is going to have to be Sam Patterson. Number 3 is going to have to go with... Oh, this is where it gets really interesting. Number 3 most confident, we're gonna go Mateus Mendonca. Number 4 most confident is gonna be Rafael, Ramos, Estevam, and number 5 is gonna be Jack Jenkins. Now, if we look at the betting odds as of right now, Rafael Esteves, no, I'm not doing anything with that, minus 1800. That is a clear parlay piece right there. It doesn't matter. Come on, Bo Nickal is going to go out there and win that fight. So parlay piece for Bo Nickal right there. Do not bet Jack Jenkins at minus 235. I really just do not feel that good on that one. But Sam Patterson, I do believe, is going to be a good parlay piece for this card. He is my number 2 most confident pick of the card. So far, we got Bo Nickal as well as Sam Patterson in a parlay for minus 202 odds. You parlay that with maybe a Sadiq Yusuf from the UFC, as well as a Tabatahichi. Boom, you got plus money. That's the only thing with the money lines that I would do would be a Sam Patterson, Bo Nickal parlay mixed with somebody from the UFC. But those are my thoughts. Those are the predictions, the confident picks, and the betting breakdown. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one.